So my name is Jason Fried. I'm the CEO and co-founder of 37signals. We're best known for a product called Basecamp, and we also make something called Hey, which is an email service at hey.com. Well, so every company has more ideas than they can deal with. There's always more stuff to do than you can. So we kind of are focused on the things that we need for ourselves internally. So we are like basically our first customer for everything that we make. So if we're like looking at 20 things to do, we're always going to say, what do we need also? So we're not going to make things for customers that we're not going to use, and we're not going to make things for us that customers aren't going to use. So that's kind of a nice way to begin to focus in on the things that matter most, which is what's going to help us and help them at the same time. And then also we think about like, what can we do sooner than later? Like if something's a really big idea and it's going to take a year to do, probably not the next thing we want to do, or we want to have one team working on that, but not stopping ourselves from doing other things along the way. So it's kind of thinking about timing, teams, who we have, and also what's going to be enjoyable. The last thing I would say about this that's important is if you've been working on a bunch of hard projects one after the other, sometimes it's good to pick the next one being kind of a light, simple product or project, something that's kind of a relief, kind of a deep breath, versus just continuing to hit harder things. So thinking about release and grip, I think is a nice thing to think about. So one of the things that we do is we prevent any one customer from dominating our attention. So a lot of companies will sell to enterprise customers and have huge accounts. They'll only have a few dozen or maybe 50 or something like that. We have well over 100,000 customers, but they're all paying us relatively about the same, within a band from anywhere from $100 a month to $300 a month. And so no one can dominate our attention. No one can force us to do something that we don't think is the right thing for the customer base at large. So a big part of our thing is to keep everyone about the same so we can innovate on behalf of everybody versus getting, suckered in and sucked into one customer's demands. This happens a lot. Like you get stuck, you feel like you have to do something, otherwise they're going to leave, and you start doing more and more things just for them, and the product becomes their product and not your product. I want to avoid that at all costs. Yeah, I mean, it is a very unusual time that it's filled with rapid change right now with AI, and like every day there's something new. I would just not pay attention, frankly. Like I'd meet it with curiosity. I wouldn't feel like I must stay up on top of all this stuff and learn all this stuff and be, the best at it. I'd be like, this is interesting, what's going on. But what matters to me and my customers is what I'd focus on more than worrying about all the things I should be doing that sounds like I should be doing. Because I remember like a year ago, everyone thought AI, like the thing to focus on was this kind of AI. Now there's a new kind of AI, and now it's voice recognition. It's all these things are changing. And if you just keep betting on all the current stuff in a rapidly changing environment, you're going to be wrong almost all the time because it's moving so fast. So kind of stand back, know what works for you, what makes sense for you, and don't get carried away with the hype, but meet it with curiosity instead.